with head women's basketball coach Taylor Harris following the team's 68-58 loss to Regis University in the team's home Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference contest on Friday night. Coach, what are your initial thoughts following tonight's game?
Well, first, I want to congratulate Molly Marin of Regis. Tonight was her 100th win, and you know, I couldn't be more proud of her. For those that don't know, she gave me my opportunity on the women's side, back in 2015, and gave me a chance to be her assistant. And we had a great 4-year relationship, and I'm just really proud of her. And of course, you don't want to lose, but it was an honor to be on that court with her while she achieved that milestone. So I'm just really proud of her, and I just want to give a shout out to her, for that milestone. But moving on, from the game, I think that this was just kind of a tale of two halves, and that's kind of sometimes how basketball is. We play great going into the half and come out, and I thought that we had a pretty decent third quarter. One thing that we focused on at halftime was let's have a good third quarter, because that has kind of been a tough spot for us, in the past. And I thought we had a pretty decent third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter things just got tough. They're making shots, we're missing shots, and that kind of combination just kind of boils over, and that's kind of with the result that we had. The girls just played incredibly hard. I mean, another 40-minute game from Sydney. Great game from Kelsey. Great minutes from Alyssa. Great minutes from Brooke coming back from an injury. I mean, I just think that down the line our girls played hard. Just sometimes the ball doesn't go in sometimes, and I think that's kind of what we dealt with tonight.
Coach, and you mentioned tale of two halves today. Final score certainly doesn't tell the full story, with you guys having a 36-32 lead heading into the half. You were 8 of 10 from 3 through the opening 2 quarters. What did you see out of the group, taking really risky, deep shots and kind of feeling good from 3?
Yeah, I think it was a great first half for us, where a lot of our shots were coming off of things that we practice, not only in team practice, but in individual workouts. I think Sydney is a perfect example of that. She's 3 for 3 in the first half, and those shots are things that we work on. We work on, shooting that deep 3 when someone goes under on a ball screen, and it was really good. And when you hit one, you're feeling good, and then that starts, kind of going to other people. And Kelsey's hitting a 3, Claudia's hitting a 3. I mean, it was just one of those halves, and that was really good. And I think moving to the second half, you want that momentum to sustain, but when that first one doesn't go in, that's when, us as a team need to understand that, we'll get it back and not kind of hang our head when we miss that first one. And that's on me too, when I see that, I got to do a better job of managing the game, calling a timeout, and letting our girls know that, hey, we're great shooters. Look at what we did in the first half, and, we'll be better moving forward with that.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Regis definitely appeared to make adjustments coming out of the break, not allowing a 3 in the final half of play. What do you think your team, especially some of those young players, can learn from that adversity in order to play a complete game going forward?
Yeah, we're getting there. We really are. We're getting there, and I think a positive for us is that we put 3 pretty good quarters together. Leading going into the fourth quarter. I mean, we're growing. We're getting there. But I think it's just one of those things that a young team, and that a team that's brand new. I mean, we do have players that are veterans in the RMAC, but we're a brand new team, brand new coach. Everybody's playing together for the first time, and what takes the longest to grow is that how you handle adversity. And that's kind of what we still got to grow with, especially when the shots aren't falling and they're scoring, and it's just that pattern right there of not letting it get to us. And I want to say, to our girls' credit, and this starts with the girls that were on the bench, we didn't have that quit. We sure didn't quit. We stuck together. We believed. Just the shots didn't fall. And I think me as a coach, I got to do a better job of making sure that those shots that we're taking late in the game are things that we practice, and not just trying to force to just try to make something happen. And we'll get a lot better with that moving forward. And we have a great opportunity to start doing that tomorrow night.
The game and really the majority of the second half saw 11 lead changes and 6 tied scores, and it seemed like every time your team needed an answer, they looked to Sydney Candelaria. How do you feel like she's performed in those tight moments, and how has she carried that weight this season?
Sydney, of course, I mean, she does such a great job. I mean, coming into this game, she's top 5 in the country in free throw attempts, and this is just somebody who really has bought into our system of basketball. And it was fun to watch early on with her and Kelsey playing really well, and Alyssa playing really well, and we're hitting shots. And we look to Sydney. She's been in this league now. This is her 5th year, so we really look to her in those tight moments. And I think I really see this team growing, and a lot more girls are ready to step up in those moments. And we're not looking completely to Sydney. Some of those other girls are taking those shots and being aggressive right there. So I really did see a lot of growth tonight. So I'm just really, really happy with where our team is headed right now.
And another one of those bright spots is Kelsey Sorensen. She put up a season high 19 points to go along with a game high 9 rebounds. And she just seems like a really great emotional leader on the court, someone who's able to get people to rally behind her. What do you see out of her both emotionally and in her actual game of basketball when she steps on the court?
Well, Kelsey not only is she's a tough matchup in this league, and she's a really good player. She is just a really good player. She's a tremendous rebounder, but she's just a great woman, and she's a phenomenal teammate. Her energy is great. Her smile is infectious. She's a pleasure to be around. She's involved in the campus community. I mean, this is someone you dream of coaching. You really do. And we're lucky that we get her for 2 more years after this. But this was a really good game for her offensively. And to look at, it could have been even better, and it will get better moving forward. She brings so much to our team. And she's really, really positive. And that's what's important with this team is you notice our team, everybody is more positive comments, more belief. And that's really what our program and our culture is about. We talked before the game how our culture and our love for each other is what's going to bring us success in games. And I really thought that we brought it tonight. The ball just didn't go in. Sometimes that happens, but we're not going to give up, and we're just going to keep fighting and keep loving each other and keep staying positive and keep believing.
And you face Colorado School of Mines tomorrow night for a 5 p.m. start. What are the conversations in the locker room heading into the 2021 finale against a tough RMAC opponent?
Yeah. Well, great. I mean, let's finish the year playing one of the top teams in the league. I know Brittany does a great job with her team. They're going to come in and they're going to be very physical. They're great rebounders. They have phenomenal veteran-led team. I mean, they're a great, great team. But I know that we're going to come out and fight, and we're going to compete, and we're going to play incredibly hard. And that's the great thing about this team is we're going to stay positive. We're going to play incredibly hard. And I just have a really good feeling that we're going to play with a great flow tomorrow. We had a great talk after the locker room before we watched the scouting report of moving on and staying positive and finding positive moments from tonight and building on those for tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be a great night for us. We're really excited.